in the house. Take him everywhere you go. And I magnify God for the first line he came out with taking on your job. And I magnify God for who he is.
Amen.
I thank God. On the top of this, I wrote a message brought out of pain. I magnify God. Thank God for who he is on today.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Amen.
Because we're going to need him when we least expect it.
Amen.
I thank God Friday I was on my job. Old back had been hurting pretty good all week long. If any of you brothers ever been in construction, you know about those big lids that be on the manhole. And I wanted to play Junior Hercules and lift one by myself. And I deserved it because impatient, didn't want to wait. But the Lord will teach you how to wait on your help. And I'm going to tell you, when you get a certain age, you ain't that proud no more. You're not too proud to ask for help. But anyway, toward the end of the day, I ain't like I said, I don't care. I went to the restroom. Yeah. And I'm going to just put it like this to keep it, what's the rating for the little kid? Keep it PG. Anyway, I leaned over too far, if you know what I'm saying. And my back went totally out. On the floor, I went. But in the process, I say I'm down, and I truly can't get up. I ain't lying. I tried everything in my power. I tried everything that I know how to do, but I still couldn't get up. How many of you ever tried to get up on your own? Yeah, when we say, Lord, I'm down, but I'm going to try to get up. But how many know you can't get up until help get there? So we have what we call an engineering group chat, where we pass messages along if you need some help on this and that and that. And I posted 911. I need some help. Yeah. And I was laying on the floor with all my business hanging out. But see, I ain't got time to worry about that because I'm in a desperate situation. And then I said, I hope when they get here, I can take care of my business and get my pants up. But if I had to, whoa. Because I needed help. And I needed it bad. Anyway, I text 911 down. And I guess I could have been like old little Mike, whatever that is. Plumb it down. Around one. And he can't get up. Anyway, I sent out the help message. And they responded. I gave them the location. And they responded and they started coming up there. But before they got there, I knew that help was on the way. Because I ain't hoping this, I'm talking all natural right now. I'm going to fix it up. The reason I knew help was on the way because I could hear the footsteps running. Yeah, I knew help was on the way because the sound that I heard. But anyway, one fella texted me, and when he texted me, it broke me down like a folding chair. I was already down with it. He said, Leon, I'm on my way. And I began to think, when I pray to Jesus, so somebody know where I'm going and somebody don't yet. When I pray to Jesus, I can hear him saying, Leon, I'm on my way. I'm on my way to bring you some help. Because I seen that you're falling and you can't get up. Oh, you're trying to get up, but you can't do it on your own. Somebody here today is trying to get up, but you're trying to do it all by yourself. Somebody here is trying to come out, but you're trying to do it all by yourself. I'm here to tell you that you won't be able to get up. You won't be able to come out until your help arrives. Now, and they got me up. And I thank God for the foundation. I mean, man, they talking about entourage. I had one on my left and one on my right and one behind me. They got me, they put me in a chair. But before they start doing, I said, let me try this one more time. See, you can't be lazy on the inside. I tried one more time and I realized, hey, I can't do this on my own. So since I got help here, I might as well use it. God sent some help this morning, and I hope that you use it on the day. I hope you make Jesus your leaning post. And they set me down in the chair. And I sat there a few minutes and I said, let me get up. Let me get up. Thank you. You know, I'm grateful. You know, sometimes we get so far to the people that help us up, we try to brush them to the side. Yeah, you forget about how when you was down and somebody prayed for you. You forget how when you was down and somebody preached to you. You forget how when you was down somebody sung to you. You forgot how you was down and somebody witnessed to you. But I want to let them know, hey, I ain't forgot about you. I thank you. So I tried again. That's just the way I'm built. When you come from a whole lot of nothing, and God give you a little something, when you get back to the nothing, you all right. See, I always tease them. I say, well, y'all, some of y'all wouldn't last a week without that cell phone. I say, what I do is go back and tell them, hook up my landline if you see. Because I know what it was not to have the convenience of a cell phone. But that's not neither here nor there. But I'm saying ain't nothing too much to happen in my life outside of Jesus walking out that would set me back so I lose my mind. So like I said, I've been in a house caught on fire and had to look through the roof all night long. So I done been where mama talked to the man when the sister steals some bread and I steal some lunch meat. I've been there, so this other stuff, it ain't nothing. Brother Thomas, it ain't nothing to me. Because I've been there, done that, got a t-shirt, I don't mind reading every now and then. Where you come from, you may have to go back. And when you do, what you gonna do? Yeah. I got to go back to Providence, so I'm going to start tripping again. I got to go back to Providence, so I'm going to start stealing again. If you have to go back to Providence, keep trusting Jesus again. Yeah. But anyway, the fellas, they got me up. And when I got up, my back said, and one of the fellas, I heard it. I said, don't panic, I done heard it before. But anyway, so I told them, I said, just let me try to walk up the hill. And they was, like I said, they didn't leave me. They was walking me up the hill, so to tell, but I still had the distance to go. Yeah. They want me, one guy, hey, we'll move all these big things down here, we'll bring the truck all the way down. I said, no, that's how you get broke down, because he's one of them pillars that the security people put up there, weigh about 300 pounds. I said, no, instead of you bring them down, I'll walk through them, and I'll walk through them. Breathing, but not tipping. That's a difference. Anyway, they were with me. And they took me to my truck. And I thank God for it. But in the natural, they can only go so far. They took me out, took me to my truck, and I was grateful, still is. I make sure I touched them over and over again. Thank you. But see, brother, out of my journey wasn't over yet. Yeah. Although I made it to the truck, I still wanted to get home. Yeah. Somebody don't understand. You done made it to the church, but you still need to get home. Do you understand what I'm saying, brother? You understand what I'm saying? We saved, but that's only a portion of the journey. We're still driving, trying to get home. And boy, I tell you, Dallas got some ragged roads. Every time I hit one, but my desire was stronger than the bump that was in my way. My desire was stronger than the hump that was in my way. I just wanted to get home. And I'm talking about a natural home, but there's another home that I'm trying to get to. And I have to get picked up sometime, but I ain't gonna give up. But in that text, old West Side told me, he said, hey, Leon, I'm on my way. And I thought about it, and I said, boy, that's good in the natural. But even about him being human, wanting to get there, some God for the pain. Because the pain made me remember that I'm going to need somebody. And it ain't all the time Jesus. Sometimes I just need somebody to say, hey, you're doing a decent job. Sometimes I just need to better tell somebody that you're doing a decent job. See, it ain't all about me receiving. Sometimes I got to put out. But sometimes you need something coming in. He put that gas out your car. And don't get nothing put in. You're going to be empty after a while. But I thank God when we put something in Jesus, he put something back in us. And I magnify God for it. I thank God for the message of the pain. But like I said, they helped me as men as much as they could. But I hadn't made it home yet. And I usually have to get home and lock my gate and all that stuff. And my wife said, well, when you get here, you let me know so I can come and lock the gate. And that was good. But I still wanted to get, I wasn't home yet, I was just in the yard. See, home to me was until I laid down in that king size bed. Took me a rest. We got to want to get to heaven just that bad. So everything that happened along the way, if the flesh call it bad, find some way to call it good. Because we got somewhere we're going, y'all. And I thank God. I made a 911 call. And somebody cared enough to say, here we come. But we make a call to heaven. And we get discouraged before our help gets there. But when your help comes from heaven, it's unlimited. When your help comes from heaven and it picks you up, it can pick you up and it can take you up. If you just be willing to hold on. And if I don't go no further, I will leave with I thank God for the message that came from the pain. Yeah. Thank God for it. I thank God for who he is. But I want to read you a few words. That was just my testimony. I thank God. Because I always say, everything that happened, I want to get a message out of it. See, some things happen in our lives, we won't let God be the messenger so the glory can go forward. I was listening to Brother Schuyler again on the other day, how he didn't try to hide his drug addiction. But he said, when he got serious, you may have an addiction that God ain't pleased with. But I'm going to ask you, when are you going to get serious? When are you going to get serious enough to say, Lord, I'm tired of falling. And when you come to you pick me up. Instead of thanking you daily, after a while I forget about your goodness and your glory. I want to remember how they picked me up, but hey, I may forget that because if I die, I can't remember that no more. But if I remember how Jesus picked me up, and I keep remembering and thanking him for it and being what he would call me to be when this life is over, I can maybe get one more thank you in there. I magnify God. But if you falling, the Lord will pick you up. And I thank you. We're going to go to Isaiah. Yes. And I knew it was coming sooner or later because the precursor was got that girl myself Wednesday night real good. Got home, fell right on the porch. So there was some signs that my pain was coming. Yeah, it didn't sneak up on me. And if you're not watchful, there's going to be some signs in your life that telling you hell is on the way. Because it's already right there. It's just waiting for you to get how good God is. Isaiah 58. And, You take it in your mic? Amen. Okay. Isaiah 58. And let's just read, starting at the 8th verse. So that's Isaiah 58 and 8. Isaiah 58 and 8. Y'all got it? Come on, read.
Then shall thy light break forth
Come
as...
on. Okay, speak.
Amen. Then shall thy light break forth as the morning, and thine health shall spring forth speedily, and thy righteousness shall go before thee. The glory of the Lord shall be thy reward. Reward.
What he's saying is that I'll bless you over and over.
Yeah.
If you need something from the Lord, if you allow him to be the head of your life, he'll reward you every day. When we woke up this morning for the 922,000 times, it's because of reward of the Lord.
Yeah.
Because his reward had life in it.
Yeah.
But not only did it have life, but it had favor for you and I. I believe that we're here today because of the favor of the Lord. It wasn't so much that we deserved it, but because of the favor of the Lord. You know, sometimes I hear people say, I got favor on the job, and I got favor here. Most of the time, as man, you got to act a certain kind of way to get their favor. And you got to make sure that you don't do nothing to lose their favor, not even one time. But with God, he already spoke favor in our life. But I want to let you know, when he gives you that favor, don't take it for granted.
Amen.
Don't take it for granted. I got the favor of forgiveness. So I'm going to keep on using it up. If you fall down, let it be because you had a spiritual muscle spasm and you just couldn't help yourself. Because I found out that I don't care how bad you want to do something. When body talk, you're going to have to listen. Yeah. People talk about pain is in your mind. Yeah. My mind wasn't hurting. Because my mind kept saying, get up. Get up. But the body said, hey, I'm shutting down. In my spiritual mind, I got to keep telling myself to get up. And it may not work the first time, but I got to get up. And if you can't get up, call for some help. I can't forget that. You got to call for help sometimes. Sometimes we act as if we got it all in control. You're going to need the Lord. That's automatic. But why not as a Christian, as a child of God, live a life down here that if you have to call on somebody, that you can say, hey, I need your help. Now, I told somebody on the job, I said, now, one thing about being polite and nice, God don't make his people backside kissers. I'm going to just say it. That's about the way I said it. But I said butt kissers, yeah. No, because God has a standard for us. Brother, I'm going to treat you right. I'm going to do what I can to respect you. And if you expect more than that, well, I'm not going to disrespect you. I'm not going to cuss you out and call you names if I can help it. But I mean, some people want you to bend over backwards. And they'll still say, that ain't enough. But if I please God, I should be able to please my brothers and sisters. Yeah, I always said my objective once I got saved wasn't so much to please my wife. But if I please God, and she's a woman of God, I should automatically please her. Yeah, because if I try to please her just out of flesh, I'm going to forget how to do this, I'm going to forget how to say this, and all this kind of stuff. But it becomes, when treating somebody right, respecting somebody, it should become second nature. You know, I'm sure you as a mechanic, sometimes you put a bolt on and you walk away and then you come back 20 minutes later and say, did I put that bolt on and it's better? Why? Because putting that bolt on became second nature. Respecting somebody should be a second nature thing. First, respect God. Then you respect his creation. It becomes second nature. I'm going to see if I can respect this person. No. Serving God should be first nature. Serving God should be the main nature in our life. That's the nature that should not grow out of us according to the circumstances. See, Job had a first nature of maintaining his integrity towards God. Because when he was hit with hell and hot water, the Bible declared he still maintained his integrity towards God. Why? Because that was his first nature, was to respect respect God. He wasn't respecting God so much, I don't believe, because he had this and had that. Was born, he wasn't, I don't know if he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth or not, but he did not allow that to separate him from loving God. Lost my children, but I'm going to still maintain my integrity towards God because I love them, and it was God that lent them to me. I got my home and I may lose it, but I'm going to love God because he's the one that lent it to me. Yeah, I know we use the term if we get it paid off. I got it paid for in this mind, but hey, it's only lent to you for a little while.
Yep.
You pay for your house, most likely you're going to will it to somebody. Why? Because you got it paid off, but it was only lent to you. Because you can't take it up there with you. The only thing that God gives is salvation. He don't lend that to you. You can keep that. If you so desire. Yeah. So you got people now that's smart enough to do title frauds and have to go through that mess. And sometimes you lose sleep wondering if it's going to work out. But I thank God the title that I have on my soul, I'm not worried about nobody applying no title fraud against me because it's me and the Lord. Yeah. It should be a powerful connection in our life. But then he say his glory should be our reward. Come on and read.
Then shalt thou call.
Hold on. Oh! I can't even get it out. Oh! Hey, my heart's calling. I'm talking to the chief now. Oh! Mike can't get it out. I can't say, Lord, I'm down. And I can't get up. I ain't trying to be like a little woman on the commercial. I'm falling down and I can't get up. But I will take the one from the one with the life alert. But I'm not taking the physical button because if you're dead, you can't push that button. Lord, I feel like I'm dying. I feel like I'm going down for the very last time. Will you please come see about me? And they say, hey, I'm on my way. Why? Because you called me. Don't call the Lord for nothing. Call him because you need him on this morning. God is too important to say Jesus. And he said, well, why you say, oh, I just want to say Jesus. That's good, but I want to say Jesus because I know how good you've been to me. I just want to say Jesus because I know where you brought me from. I just want to say Jesus because I want to try to get where I'm going. It's in the name Jesus. I want to have a thought behind saying Jesus. Yeah. And then, if that becomes first, Derek, in our life, when you get ready to hit that wall. Remember the wall I told you in my dream, the only thing I had time to do was say Jesus. And I know I was saying it even in the dream because I'm about to hit this wall.
Yep.
Woo. I hit that flow, and I ain't gonna lie, Jesus was the first thing come out of my mouth. Oh! Yeah. Oh! And I did say, oh Lord. But I thank God for who he is. What you squeak? And now they say, then thou shalt call. Ain't it good to be able to make a call to Jesus? But he's saying to me something a little bit better going to come after that. What's going to come after that?
And the Lord shall answer.
It's good to call somebody. But ain't it better when you get an answer?
Yeah.
Woo. If I think enough to call you, I need an answer. But he said if you call me, I'll answer thee. And when I get there, I'll pick you up. When I get there, to answer your call, you may say, Lord, I'm calling because I feel like I may lose this race. When he answers, he can bring some determination. You say, Lord, the doctor done told me this. But the Lord said, when I get there, when I come, I'm going to tell you that. And that is that you can be healed. I always say, well, it's on this side or the next side. But whatever you're going through, I want to ask you to call on the Lord. And I guarantee you, when he get there. Whew. Man, something else a little bit better gonna come after that. Now, you called on it, and he's there. Yeah. What are you gonna say next?
Thou shalt cry, and he shall say,
Come on.
Here I am.
You cried. You called. Here I am. And it ain't nothing like when help get there. Because they text me, I'm on my way. But I would have felt bad getting, I'm on my way and nobody ever showed up. I thought you said you was coming. Well, I'm a man and I was on my way and I tripped and broke my leg. But when Jesus said I'm coming, in an instant he can still say, here I am. Because sometimes we need him just like that. Some old folk back in the day just get us on. Stop. Don't you do that. Okay. Just like that. You pop your finger, they want to pinch you. But hey, I'm glad that I can call on the Lord. And when it's all said and done, he can say, here I am. And he's not there for decoration. He's there to pick you up. And if you're up, he's there to give you more strength. And if you get up and you get a little weak, he can take care of you. So on today, if you've fallen, just the praise and worship service was enough to get you up. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And through the praise and worship service, you just saying, you know what, Lord, you ain't got to do everything. I'm going to praise you and I'm going to worship you. That's my part of saying, hey, I can get up. Just don't lay there all the time. Oh, Lord, get me up. And Lord can send a forklift to you on your way. Oh, Lord, get me up. Raise a hand, raise an arm or something if you still can. And say, Lord, I want to get up. And after a while, he might have never sent the holy angels down there, but he said it's too important, but he said, here I am. He didn't say nothing about Michael and Gabriel, because they encamp around and about me. But he didn't say nothing about them standing right next to me. He said, here I am. When you call me, when you need me, the Lord will be there. And if you've fallen, do not say, I can't get up. Call on Jesus. And I magnify God for who he is. And if the word, through the pain, through the Lord will help, clap your hand for Jesus. Yeah. God moved by his power. God moved by his anointing, and he moved, I believe, through the word. I magnify God for who he is. But you're going to have some pains.
Yes, sir.
In the spiritual and in the natural. In either one of them, try your best to get up. And if God so desires for you to be a quadriplegic, is that the handicap one? I mean, immobile. Then you have to deal with that. Just let the heart talk to the Lord. But if the Lord can say, go for me still, find yourself going. Find yourself going. I know it gets tough. But you know what? In your tough going, you may just find your healing. I remember this athlete. Who was that talking? How when Phil Knight first started Nike, he didn't have no money. Y'all just got to be patient. I want to. I can't think of who it was. But anyway, Magic Johnson. Thank you, help me. Yeah. Y'all know Nike brand. Converse and a few more had already jumped off and started. Phil Knight, the founder and owner of Nike. Everybody knows Nike, just do it, they do it. He came to Magic Johnson and he said, Magic, I ain't got no money. He said, but what I do have is stock. He said, I can't give you no money in Nike, but I can give you stock. And he'd have been the number one stockbroker. He was Magic Johnson's first, person he had went after. But Magic said, "Now I'm gonna go with Converse, because Converse showed him a few dollars." But he said, "I still regret to the day that I didn't go with Nike." And the guy that was interviewing said, "Well, how much do you think that stock would have been worth?" And he, billions of dollars. Yeah. Because he didn't go with the one that said, "Hey, I got stock." But he went with the cash. Jesus got stock. And I'm going to tell you before it max out, invest in Jesus. You say, "Well, how does it max out?" When his life is over. Down here, Jesus' stock market is closed. But his yield is steady going up. He don't worry about the New York Stock Exchange, because his is still going up. His peace ain't dropped down. His joy ain't dropped down. And most of all, his salvation ain't dropped down. So the Lord is telling you today, if you ain't in me, get in on the ground floor. And I'll raise your stock. And you don't have to regret not investing in Jesus. He said, if I could do it all over again. How many times we said, if I could just do it all over again? I know all y'all have, but all y'all lives ain't been perfect. So there's some things you wish you had a do-over. But he said, if I could get a do-over, I'll tell them tonight, put my name on the stock list. Yeah. But I know I said, "Well, I wish I had invested in Dell computers and yada, yada, yada," a long time ago. But first of all, I didn't have the money. But hey, you got an opportunity to invest in the best stock ever, which is Jesus Christ. The Lord loved you. He cared for you. He died for you. He rose for you. And he said, "I'm alive forevermore for you." And I just thank God for who he is. God bless you on this morning.